All right, one more group, especially if you've been here since the beginning, and this is a special one. And I've told myself all day long not to be emotional, not going to be emotional. It's not in my nature, and I'm not going to choose today to do that. That's what I keep telling myself all day long. This is a special group. Setting new records, and rarely having to be taught. They carry themselves with such leadership that I can see the younger kids want to be like them. They care for each other, and they're monsters in class in a good way. Monsters in class in a good way, because it's usually the easiest group to teach until after spring break, and they're in AP tests and the OC tests and all the craziness in and out. And so a lot of the times, these rehearsals leading up to the concert are really stressful personally for me, not for them. They're usually fine by, they know they'll get it together in the end. But these have not been stressful this year, and so fun. They've been so fun. We had a magical rehearsal today in class, and we had a couple of those last week. So we are so excited about the concert tonight. Most of these guys are seniors, and we don't do a lot of auditioning to be in classes. They progress naturally. And so if they're committed and they're doing all these things, they typically, as far as the instrumentation works out, we want to get them in symphonic winds to give them that opportunity. So if you are a senior percussion, raise your hand. And everybody that's sitting, if you're a senior, please stand. Let's give it up for our seniors. I gave them, thank you, you can sit. I gave them the spiel today, that today was really their last planned and organized rehearsal. They won't go into that rehearsal mode of performance again as a group here at Brookwood High School. Some of them are going on to play elsewhere, which is always a great thing. But some of them, they might not be able to do that again. So this would definitely be a final day for them, which is emotional in itself. So proud of them, absolutely so proud of them. So as we go throughout the concert, in between while they're setting up, I'll kind of recognize more of them. So this is a piece called Italian Rhapsody. It's by Julie Giroux. This is the piece that I did for the GMEA in-service conference in January of 2019. Every year, the class asks to do it, and most of the years I say no. And then this year, I noticed that you're going to see some soloists that are playing that I thought really deserved an opportunity to play together. And this group has worked up Italian Rhapsody much faster than the group that I had in 2019 to play for the GMEA conference. So that's been so cool to see and to hear. So without further ado, I hope you enjoy Italian Rhapsody. Solos. 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 Good. Good. Man, that's a lot of notes, isn't it? And you know, all these soloists, every time in spring concert, I'm always like, no, I want you to stand up. I want you to stand up so that you're kind of level with them. And sometimes you really can't hear them as they're playing their solos. And so, just one more time. If you were playing a solo in that one, stand up for me. I want you to know they're memorizing this stuff. They're putting themselves out, rigor, challenge. But I also want you to know that they are playing more musically tonight than they did in the classroom. And that's because you're sitting here, which is the whole point of music, right? They're reacting to you being here because you're giving them positive energy. And they, as a musician, I'll tell you, I feel it that way. And it's obvious, it's apparent. The rest of you, did you think that they played better today than they played in a long time? Yes, they're gonna say yes. The soloists are gonna say, no way, she's crazy. But we're right, so give it up for these soloists. Very good. All right, right on time. This next piece is a really fun, it's called Albanian dance. And if you look at their program, it's kind of planned. I've planned it this way for it to be kind of, it's almost like you've just left Olive Garden, right? Right? You leave Olive Garden, you feel like you got your fix on that kind of music. And this one is a little more of a dance that's happening. Then you're gonna hear some crazy dance, which is unique. And then you're gonna wanna get up at the end and dance for sure. So it's a planned concert that way. And back up to the podium, welcome Mr. Gene. And here is Albanian dance.
the drums.
Okay, this next one is called Strange Humors by John Mackey. And I actually know John Mackey. I've done a couple of pieces, and I had him actually come out to Brookwood back in 2010 to work with the Symphonic Winds before we played at Jan Fest. And then I was associate conductor of Maywee, and we spent a week together for Maywee, and we went out and performed at Carnegie Hall, and he is a character. He is definitely a character. So when this piece came out called Strange Humors, it was really, really high on everybody's list. But you have to have an English horn player, and you have to have percussionists that know how to hand drum, like djembe, which is what Mason's holding right now. Mason, hold that up. This is a smaller djembe. Lauren is holding a conga, which you probably are used to. And then Michaela's over there, and she has a marching bass with some concert sticks. So this is a unique piece in itself. You'll hear lots of muted stuff from trombones and trumpets, some aggressive playing, and then some beautiful playing, just all kinds of variety. So it is indeed strange, but so, so cool and so fun. We hope you enjoy Strange Humors. Good. Good. Aiden. Wait, stay right there. Stand up. Stand up. I'm making these, Michaela moved for a second, but I'm making these stand up for a minute because I want to point out a couple of things. Now, Aiden is playing oboe, and he's also playing English horn, and killing it on both ends. So give it up for Aiden. Raymond Liu is playing alto and can flat play an alto. You're going to hear him in the next piece too. And then he's also playing soprano. That's one I forgot to mention earlier. He's also playing some soprano sax. So that kind of high energy, kind of louder sound sax is soprano sax. Give it up for Raymond Liu. And Michaela left, but Mason, playing djembe, and Lauren playing conga, and Michaela playing marching bass. This actually happened Friday. They've been playing in the back, and I was like, you know what? I finally, Dr. Costigan, rock star, was able to bring in another djembe, and they've done this. This is now their third time in a different environment. And so even though they've been working on these parts, to do this in such a different environment and handle it like pros is not surprising. So give it up to these three percussionists. Good. And I don't know if you saw McCade back there, but McCade was playing some bowed vibes. So that's what that kind of crazy sound was that's happening back there. McCade was doing that bowed stuff. And then you probably heard all the muted stuff from the brass. And Mackey's he's crazy, but that's a fun piece. And that's on a list. That's on a grade 5 list, actually. And it's not played a lot because it's really, really difficult. So we've always said, hey, y'all need to move that one. So more people will play it definitely more. So glad they got to play it. There is nothing better than Brookwood. There really isn't. And I hope you've heard that from me for the last 4 years, and I mean it. I mean it. My own children are here. I didn't want them to go anywhere else. I'm just so grateful. And these seniors have particular silent leadership that I'm amazed they have after all the changes in the world as we experienced. And they've been such masterful leaders for the future groups. We have leadership being announced this weekend. I do not announce leadership on a weekday. I always announce leadership on a Friday. I always announce leadership after school. And I always announce leadership digitally. That way they're not gathering together to overly be a little upset or overly be too excited, because both of those are hard things for kids to see. So I do that on a Friday, and that way they're at home with mom and dad, and they can kind of talk through how they feel. It's going to be a great leadership team, and I have no idea who's on it. That's true. No idea, because they vote tomorrow. They'll start the votes. But these seniors that are in here are usually the ones that I rely on the most, because they're voting for the future of the band that they're not going to be in, but they know how precious and how much tradition is here. So we are done with the concert after tonight, but still have a lot more to kind of get on our books for sure. I just couldn't be more thankful and more proud of these guys. And this is a hard class to say goodbye to. And I have to tell myself a lot just to be calm and know that I'm a mom. They grow up, they gotta go, they gotta do things. But I particularly am going to miss this group of kids. Several of them are going on to play in college, which is great. And I hope that I get to go to all those games and cheer them on as well. And they'll come back to visit for sure. I know that they're always good about that. So, without further ado, I want to present it one more time. Symphonic Winds. This is going to be their last time playing together in an organized fashion, and this will never happen again. You know, what you're about to see will never happen again, because they'll move on to different groups, and this group will never happen again. So these are special moments that you definitely want to enjoy as they're going. Randall Standridge, Havana Nights. And it's okay if you like to dance. You can dance. Hope you enjoy. Maybe. Yes. Soloist, you're up. Soloist, Raymond, you're up. Everybody, up.